I'm audible to everyone, no?
Yes,
Okay, then. Sitivel, you join now.
Yes, sir, I'm here only, sir.
Okay, then good. So this thing I told you to prove it. Okay. So triangle law only tells us that check once copying research recording. So one more way to state this triangle law is suppose if I give you a triangle and see how I am drawing the sides of this triangle. Write down triangle PQR I have. And see how I'm writing the side names PQ, QR, and RP. So see PQ ends at Q, then at Q next guy QR starts. QR ends at R, then next guy starts at R. So P to Q, Q to R we are going, then R to P we are going. Then we say these sides are given to us in same order. It's like they are closing onto itself like this. No? Now, if I write down the side names, not like that, instead like this, PQ, QR, and PR. You see, PQ is from P to Q. Q to R is from Q to R. QR is from Q to R. But PR is other way, no? So these blue arrows, you see, they are in same sense, while the black arrow is in opposite sense or not. So what I will do, I will write down PQ and QR are in same order, while PR is in opposite order, no? So another statement of this triangle law is if vectors are given by the sides PQ and QR of a triangle PQR and how sides are taken in same order, then the resultant means sum is given by the third side of the triangle PQR taken in opposite order. So PQ and QR are in tail-head arrangement. So you take the tail of first guy, head of second guy, you get PR. And that is going to be the resultant of PQ and QR. So that much only triangle law tells us. That on adding this vector A, which is PQ, and vector B, which is QR, I get the vector which is represented by PR. So to find out the length of the resultant of A and B, I have to find the length of the segment PR. To find out the direction of the arrow PR, I can use this angle phi to tell the direction, and that is the angle made by the resultant, the first vector which is here. I hope whatever told till now, it is done now. Understood? I can take a new page. I can take a new page now. Okay, I can take a new page now. Maybe I'll take in case if you want me to come back to this page, you tell me. Now we will prove that result. Now the angle that is between A and B, it's going to be this angle. Obviously, agree to that, correct? Then whatever is the length of PQ arrow, that is equal to the magnitude of the vector A. Whatever the length of the QR arrow, that is equal to the magnitude of the vector B. And whatever is the length of the PR arrow, that is equal to length of the vector, the one which I get by adding A and B, which is the resultant of A and B. So we know Pythagoras, so we try to apply that, but we need a right angle triangle, but we don't have any. So we drop a perpendicular like that. So the base of, now tell me, suppose the foot of the perpendicular, I name it as S. Now there's something which is going to be done very often again and again, so I will tell you that thing here. If I give you a right angle triangle whose hypotenuse is L and this angle theta, so the base will be L cos theta. I hope you know how. And the height will be L sin theta. I hope all of you understand this thing how. Same way here, if I ask you, check out the triangle which is QRS. So cos theta in that triangle, I can write down as QS by QR. And what is QR? QR length is same as the length of the vector B. So what QS will become? So hypotenuse of this triangle QRS is of length B. And then base QS is going to be of what length? The base QS is going to be of length B into cos theta. So QS is of length B cos theta. Same way, you can check out the sine theta from the same triangle and you can find what will be the length RS. So sine theta will be RS by QR, which is same as the length of the vector B. So RS length, you can see that is going to be B sine theta. So already we know the length of the PQ segment is same as the length of the vector A. So PQ is of length A. QS is of length B cos theta. Now we will use that big triangle, big right angle triangle, which is PRS. In the triangle PRS, I can write down PR square to be equal to PS square plus RS square. PS we can write down as PQ plus QS whole square and RS square. And what is PR? PR is the length of the resultant of A and B. There is A plus B square. And what is PQ? That is A. What is QS? That is B cos theta. And what is RS? That is B sine theta square. So what we get? Modulus of A square plus modulus of B square cos square theta. And this B square sine square theta, I will keep it with M. And then one term more to write 2AB cos theta. No? I hope all of you understood this thing. Then from this 2, I will take out common B square. So I'll take out common B square. What we get after that is inside bracket cos square theta plus sine square theta, which is 1, no? Plus 2AB cos theta. And that is going to be equal to modulus of A square plus modulus of B square plus twice the modulus of A modulus of B into cos theta. and that is modulus of a plus b whole square. So what really modulus of a plus b will be? That is going to be root over modulus of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. I hope all of you understood this thing, no? Our next job is to find the angle phi. So sometime to report an angle, we report tan of that angle maybe. Suppose if I know tan phi is something, using that I can find whatever that angle phi may be, correct? So to find tan phi, again we will use that big triangle PRS. In that triangle PRS, tan phi will be perpendicular, which is RS by base, which is PS. And what is RS is B sine theta, and what is PS is PQ plus QS, and PQ is modulus of A, QS is modulus of B into cos theta. That is how we get tan phi, which is B sine theta by modulus of A plus B cos theta. I hope all of you understood these two things. If you will understood now, I can take a new page.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next thing is like different cases. Suppose if we come across a case when vector A and B are parallel to each other. So vector A and B, if they are parallel, the angle that will be between them will be 0. So for that case, if I have to find resultant, we don't need triangle law. Even without triangle law, you can find the resultant. Suppose you travel 3 kilometers along X, and then you travel 4 kilometers again along X. So tell me what single travel you can do instead of this 2, 3, and 4, so that the effect is same. So you will be traveling a length which will be 7 kilometers, but in the same direction as that of A and B. So I can say the resultant of A and B. So if I write A plus B here, you should not see them as 2, you should see them as 1. Which one? The one we get by adding A and B. That will be a vector which will be of length how much? 7 kilometers, but in the same direction as that of A and B. Correct? Now then you will say, where is the use of triangle law? And what I can do, and what answer I get if I want to use triangle law. But if I want to use triangle law, you will say, where is the triangle? Correct. So where is the triangle? So just a moment, I will draw the triangle. So earlier what we did, we used PQ arrow to represent the vector A and QR arrow to represent the vector B. Suppose if triangle not drawn in front of you, then how we apply triangle law? We write them in letters. Instead of drawing, we can write down PQ plus QR, that will be equal to PR. No? So PQ plus QR is equal to PR. Then what is that PR arrow will be? An arrow whose length will be equal to 7 kilometers. No? So here also we have a triangle, just we can't see that because it is a triangle of 0 height. Triangle means 3 vertices. Never told what should be the area. So it is a triangle but of 0 area. Now if I use the formula of A plus B, let's see what answer we get. A plus B modulus, we got it as mod of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. But theta 0. So what we get, A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 0. And what is cos 0? 1, no? So what it is going to be looking like? A plus B whole square formula or not? So it is going to be modulus of a plus b square. So modulus of a plus b whole square root over what it is going to become modulus of a plus modulus of b. And that is totally fine because I give another example to make my point. Here I have a block on which two forces are acting. One force F1, other force F2, or maybe I'll use same names. One force A of magnitude 3 newtons or 3 units, another force B of magnitude 4. So tell me if I have to get same outcome but just by using one force, then what should be the one force you must apply on it? Must be of what amount? 7 units. And in what direction? Same as them. So resultant of A and B is going to be 7 units and in same direction. It means when vectors are parallel to each other, the resultant of those two will be same as the sum of the length of each of them. No, I hope this thing is clear to everyone. I can take a new page. Sakti will clear. No.
Yes, sir.
Next case, if vectors are anti-parallel or opposite to each other in direction, it means the angle between them will be 180. And if you don't know, then you should know it now. Cos 180 or cos pi is equal to -1. So suppose if I have traveled 4 kilometers along east direction, I'm calling it as vector A. Then I have traveled 3 kilometers along west direction and I'm calling it as vector B. So what is the net outcome of this two is? So doing those two back to back is doing one, but how much of that will be? 1 kilometers, but in what direction? East only, no? Suppose this is our east. So blue arrow is along east, red arrow is along west. And what is the angle between them? You see, these arrows are having their heads together. So it is in coterminous arrangement, angle is 180. So what is the resultant of this two will be? It's going to be an arrow which will be in eastward direction. And what is the length of that arrow will be? Of length how much? 1 kilometer or not? Traveling 4 along east and 3 along west is same as traveling 1 along east. So in this case, the resultant is coming out to be 4 minus 3. So let's see what formula in case I use theta as pi will give us. So modulus of a plus b will be root over modulus of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos pi. And mass modulus function, you know, no? Modulus function in mass means this. That if I write mod x, these bars are called as mod. Then it will be same as x if x is more than or equal to 0. But it will be made equal to minus x if x is less than 0. So if I provide him with 5, answer will be 5. If I provide him with minus 7, answer will be 7. So minus 7, you multiply it with minus again, it becomes 7. So when it is negative, you make it positive. How to make it positive? By doing this. Clear, no? So same way here, cos pi will give us -1. So mod of a square plus mod of b square minus 2ab. So that is going to be, either it can be written as a minus b whole square or b minus a whole square. So if a is more than b, I will write as a minus b whole square. If b is more than a, Then I will write b minus a whole square. So if I write a minus b whole square, what answer will be? Mod of a minus mod of b. But again, in case if a was less than b, then a minus b will come negative, and that is length of a vector. No, length cannot be negative. So for safety purpose, again I will put one more modulus. So if vectors are in opposite direction, the resultant is of same length as the length of the difference of the individual's length. I hope this thing is clear. Maybe a force example also we can have. So I have a vector A and B. A is of 5 newtons, B is opposite and that is 3 newtons. Then what is the resultant of this two will be? So resultant of this two will be equal to 2 newtons, but in the direction of A because A is bigger than B. Clear, no? So you have someone pulling right side with 5 and simultaneously some other guy pulling with 3 along left. The same as one guy pulling with 2 along rightward direction. So resultant of this A and this B vector is of length 2 Newton, and it's going to be in what direction? Rightward direction, because A is bigger than B. I hope it is clear, no? I hope both the examples are clear. I can take a new page.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So modulus of A plus B is equal to root over modulus of A square plus modulus of B square plus 2ab cos theta. Now the thing is, if I ask you, don't change the length of the vector A and B, and only thing you can change is the angle theta. So the only term that changes is cos theta. So when cos theta is maximum, then A plus B length will be maximum. And maximum cos theta can become, is to become 1, no? And for what angle it becomes 1? For theta equals 0. So for theta equals 0, for 0 angle between vector A and B, the resultant will be of maximum length, and that will be equal to length of A plus length of B directly. Minimum cos theta can become equal to, is to become equal to minus 1. If you don't know, you know it now. For what angle? For angle theta equals 180. For that case, the resultant of A and B will be minimum, and that will be its length will be same as whatever is the magnitude of the difference of the length. It means mod of A plus B is going to be falling something between its max and minimum value. So maximum it can become is this, so it's going to be always less than or equal to this. Minimum it can become equal to this, so it is going to be always more than or equal to this. So this equation has got a name in maths called as triangular inequality, but you don't know the name, no use. What you have to know is, suppose if I give you vector A is of length 5, vector B is of length 3. So out of such vectors of length 5 and 3, the maximum you can get out of them is 8. The minimum that you can get out of them is 2. Nothing below 2 possible, man, and nothing above 8 also possible. So you can't manufacture something below 2 out of 5 and 3, and you can't manufacture something above 8 if you have 5 and 3. I hope this thing is also clear to everyone. I can take a new page. I can take a new page now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then next thing is, something called as parallelogram law of vector addition. It's not a new law. It is just an extension of triangle law. So what it is, suppose if I give you vectors in the arrangement, which is not the arrangement which is tailhead, but instead they are given to us in this arrangement, which is co-initial arrangement. So this law goes like this. This is vector A, blue arrow is vector A, and the violet arrow is vector B. So what we do, we shift arrow B parallel to itself. Why? Because only thing I know is to apply triangle law. And to apply triangle law, I must have vectors in tailhead arrangement. I don't have them in such arrangement. Then we bring them in such arrangement by shifting one of the vector parallel to itself. So I shift arrow of B. So see, I have drawn an arrow, red arrow, same length as the violet arrow and in same direction as violet arrow. So if I tell you that, okay, I am going to use arrow, red arrow to represent B, that is correct. I can use violet arrow also to represent B. I can use red arrow also to represent B. But if I use red arrow to represent B, then you will find that the blue arrow of A and red arrow of B are in tailhead arrangement. Correct. So forget about this violet arrow for time being. Just see the blue one and this red one. What kind of arrangement they are in? Tailhead. But if I'll shift arrow of B, then A will cry, why you are not shifting me? So I will shift him also. So I'll shift the arrow of A parallel to itself so as to form a parallelogram. So black arrow here I have drawn. It can be also used to represent the vector A. Now check out, I name them as P, Q, R, S. So I can use arrow of vector B can be represented by arrow PS also and can be represented using arrow QR also. Both can be used, but which one we use? The one which is useful, correct? And arrow of A can be represented by PQ also and SR also. For time being, what you do, you concentrate on this part, this yellow part. So you concentrate on PQ and QR part. Suppose if I write PQ plus QR, then totally you find them in tailhead arrangement or not? We will draw it in some different manner. So this is our P, Q, Q, R. So you see PQ and QR has Q sandwiched between them, no? So it is in tailhead arrangement. So the thing which is sandwiched between them, we kill him, and what we get? PR. It means what I'm doing here is I'm using this blue arrow of A and red arrow of B, and we are applying triangle law, and we generate what color to take, man? This one. We get this yellow arrow, which is PR. But what is this yellow arrow PR is? It is the resultant of A and B who tells that triangle law. Now tell me, same person can be brother also, can be father also, no man? It's not like brother one is different and father one is different. Same way, this PR is also the third side of this triangle, giving the resultant of A and B, or giving the resultant of PQ and QR. But is it not also the diagonal of the parallelogram PQRS? Correct. So now he is married, he's like husband also. So so I'm calling him like diagonal of the parallelogram, but same person only. I hope you got the point, no? So how the statement of this parallelogram law goes, but what is underlying inside? It is same triangle law only. And what is the angle between A and B? So check out PQ arrow and PS arrow. They are in co-initial arrangement. So this one is the angle between A and B. And that is same as if I do that thing, shifting thing, I find this angle. That is also same. No, they are having some name also, corresponding angle or something like that. Clear? So formulas and everything remaining same because it is nothing new. So modulus of A plus B, same formula, and tan phi, same formula. So when we use this result, when vector A and B are given by the sides PQ and PS like this, which are in co-initial arrangement. So statement is, if vector A and B is given by the sides PQ and PS of parallelogram, parallel GM means parallelogram, PQRS, then A plus B, the resultant, is given by the diagonal. So the moment I say diagonal, you can think of this diagonal maybe also and ask you. So which diagonal? The one which is starting from the tail of PQ and PS. Now, so see, A plus B arrow tail is where, and A arrow tail is where, and PS arrow tail is where, at same place. No, is given by the diagonal PR. Just an extra information I'm adding, which is in co-initial arrangement with co-initial means common initial point. So tails together. Co-initial arrangement with PQ and PS. I hope all of you have understood this parallelogram law. So whenever I give you vectors like this and this, so in your head you will construct a parallelogram like this and this. And the diagonal, this one, this red one, will be the resultant of the vector A and B. So resultant of A and B like that will be passing somewhere in between them, no? Anywhere, but somewhere between them only. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Clear, no?
So the formulas are same, no, sir?
Same, yeah, same. How to derive it? Same. You drop a perpendicular. This will be B sine theta, correct? This will be B cos theta. And same process, everything same, nothing different.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Thank you, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
then. Okay, then now, suppose if I give you a situation when vector A and B are of equal length, and we are talking about parallelogram law. So this is vector A and this is vector B. And the resultant of these two given by this red arrow somewhere lying between them. We have drawn that parallelogram, but it's in our head. So length of the vector A and B are equal given. And the angle between A and B vector is this angle theta. And the job here is to find the angle phi. So without solving, can you guess what can be the angle phi? If I say half of theta, correct or not correct? Seems correct, no one? Is it not? Suppose if one object I have which is being pulled by two forces, one force acting along y, other force acting along x. Both forces equal. Then particle would like to travel in what direction? Neither in along y, neither along x will like to travel in between them or not. That is what like our intuition suggesting one. So let's see whether same thing maths also gives us or not. So tan phi is equal to how much? B sine theta. So little trigonometry formulas I will use. Whatever I will use, I will tell you, remember those formulas. And very soon trigonometry will start in maths. So such things will not be any issue going to be very soon. So length of A and B same. So I can cancel B, A like that. So what it became? Sine theta by 1 plus cos theta. Sine theta I can write down as, formula it is, sine theta by 2 into cos theta by 2. 1 plus cos theta we can write down as 2 cos square theta by 2. So what will happen? 1 cos theta by 2, 1 cos theta by 2 cancel, 2 gone. It becomes sine theta by 2 divided by tan theta by 2. That is going to be, sorry, what tan? Divided by cos theta by 2. And that is going to become equal to tan theta by 2. So what we get here is tan phi is equal to tan theta by 2. So it means what is phi is equal to theta by 2. So if vectors are of equal length, then the resultant of those two vectors passes exactly in middle of them. Correct? I hope this thing is clear. And what is the length of the resultant? That too we can find. So if I write A modulus is same as modulus of B, then what it will become? A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So I'll write down A square plus A square because A and B are same length plus 2A square into cos theta. So that will become 2A square plus 2A square cos theta root over. I will take out common 2A square and we have 1 plus cos theta. Again a formula of trigonometry. 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. So it becomes 4A square cos square theta by 2 root over. And that is going to be equal to twice of mod A into cos theta by 2. Okay, I hope whatever written on the slide is clear to everyone. If so, what I will do, the angle made by the resultant of A and B, whatever it is made by vector A, his name is phi. No, so for time being, I will write that name as theta A. Angle made by the resultant with vector B, I am naming it as theta B. So I hope you got the point what theta A means. Angle made by the resultant with vector A is theta A. Angle made by the resultant with vector B is theta B. So what will be theta A and theta B in this case will be? It is going to be half of the theta, no? Correct. And length of the vector A plus B will be 2A cos theta by 2 I can write, or even I can write down as 2B cos theta by 2 because A and B are of equal length. So resultant passes through the middle of A and B, no? Not in between. In between can be anywhere in between, but it is going to lie exactly in the middle of A and B. I hope this point is clear, no?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, then now next thing I will ask you to prove it without using mass, that if length of the vector A is more than length of the vector B, then which angle will be more? Theta A will be more, the angle made by resultant with A, or theta B will be more? So theta A angle made by the resultant with first vector, theta B angle made by the resultant with second vector. Angle between them theta, that is not the point here. The point here is which is more, theta A should be more or theta B should be more. Can you guess? Any idea to figure out which will be more? One thing is guaranteed, that theta A plus theta B total is theta only, that is there. So which is going to be bigger? Earlier case, both were equal. So totally you can see, no, this theta A, this violet one, this red one, theta B, is it not sum of these two is equal to theta? So in this case, both were equal, in which case both will not be equal, at least we can say, but which is going to be more? Any idea? So suppose you travel, suppose vector A, so they told us vector A more, but it not told us how much more, man. Suppose vector A, by that we travel some length. Suppose we travel 2 light years. Vector A length is 2 light years. A distance a light will travel if it keeps on moving with that much speed, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second till 2 years. So light from the sun will take 7 minutes to reach the earth. So you can imagine how much distance a light will travel in 2 light years. And vector B is of length 4 centimeters. So tell me resultant of, so you travel 2 light years along blue arrow and you travel like nothing along red arrow. So resultant of this two is lying almost along vector A only or not. Effect of A, such A and such B is entirely along A only or not. Correct. Hulk is pulling you along blue arrow and mosquito is pulling you, maybe weak doggy is pulling you along red arrow. So along which direction you will feel the net pull almost? Along blue arrow or not? It means when vector A becomes like very big, the resultant is almost along A. So what it means? So when A and B were of equal length, resultant was in the middle. And from that situation when resultants are of equal length, if I keep on increasing the vector A, the resultant becomes more and more near towards A. When I make the vector A to be infinitely big, resultant becomes entirely or almost along A. So what is the conclusion we can have? A vector is going to resultant one, or the resultant vector is going to be more near to the larger vector, no? It means it's going to, if something is nearer to the larger vector, so smaller angle it is going to be having with that thing. So the resultant is going to make smaller angle with bigger vector. Resultant makes smaller angle with bigger vector. I hope this point is clear to everyone. So if vector A is of length bigger than vector B, then angle made by the resultant with A will be smaller than the angle made by the resultant with B. Next case, if I tell you that vector A is of length smaller than vector B, then angle made by the resultant with vector A, theta A, will be bigger than theta B. I hope all these things are clear to everyone. Clear now?
Sir,
Just tell me.
sir, can we able to prove this with formula, sir?
We can prove it with formulas also. You take some values where A is more than B and you will realize theta is less than theta B. That's all. But proving with values and formulas everyone can do. We have to prove without using or with using mass as much minimum possible, because like we don't know that much mass, man. So it should not depend upon mass also so much. Clear, no?
Yes,
But
sir.
you understood, no? Understood, no, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So boring kind of proof than in mass. Here we do interesting or accessory ones only. Okay. Okay. The next thing is something which is called as unit vector. Or before that, I will tell you, if somewhere written minus b, so what do you think minus b as? So minus in physics is not like subtract or reduce. No, not that. Minus can be very different thing here. Minus is a way to tell things here. It's language. Okay. So minus b somewhere written, you should think I'm talking about a new vector. It is same as that of a vector whose magnitude is same as that of vector b. But direction opposite to b. For example, if I say vector b is traveling 5 kilometers towards east, then what minus b vector will mean? Traveling same kilometers but towards west. So minus b, you should not see him as minus or bad guy, negative guy, or he is going to subtract something. No. Minus is a new vector like c. Just his length is same as b and direction opposite to b. I hope you understand what a minus b means. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So if I tell you this is the arrow of vector b, then what will be the arrow of vector minus b you will draw? Something whose length same as the black arrow but direction exactly opposite to black arrow, correct? So sometime what they will do, they will ask us to find a minus b. I'll take a new page, and they will, so if they ask us to find a minus b, two cases can be. They have given us vector a and minus b. So there's nothing like subtraction in vectors, it is addition only. A minus b is not a minus b, it is adding minus b vector with a. So that scalar thought process, try to think differently here. It is a new kind of species in mass. So he may not be same as scalars. His properties are different. So here a minus b is not a minus b, it is adding vector a and minus b. So to avoid confusion, maybe I'll write a different name for minus b. Suppose if I write c as minus b. So a minus b given means I have to find a plus c. How to find a plus c? By using that formulas and all we know, correct? So what can be things given is, sometime you will be told not vector c given, vector a given, you can solve that question totally. You can find a plus c, that will be a square plus c square plus 2ac cos of the angle between a and c. But the thing will be, you will not be given C, you will be given B. So from B given, I have to find C first. Then only I can solve, no? Suppose it is given that this is our vector A, this black one, and this blue one is our vector B. And the angle between the vector A and B, it is told it is theta. And the job here is to find the angle between A and minus B. If angle between A and B is equal to theta, how to find angle between A and B? So maybe I can draw him like this also. So what is the angle theta is? This is the angle theta. Now I have to figure out what arrow can be used to represent minus B. An arrow whose length same as that of the blue arrow B, but direction opposite to B. And where to draw that arrow? Anywhere, man. Anywhere. You can go to China and draw the arrow there. No problem. Just that arrow should be of same length and direction opposite to the vector B. But I have to find the angle between A and minus B. And for that sort of purpose, I need the tail of the vector minus B at the tail of the vector A. So you see what I have done. I am placing the tail of minus B at the place of the tail of B. Now you concentrate on this black arrow and this red arrow. How much the angle between A and minus B? Please mind the order also. So angle between A and minus B will be this one. So what is the angle between A and B was? Theta, but what theta? Anti-clockwise theta. And what is the angle between A and minus B is? It is 180 minus theta totally, because in this figure I have drawn the red arrow and blue arrow on the same line, no? So if that angle theta, this another one will be pi minus theta, but sense also you must see. So it is of what sense? Clockwise. So if angle between A and B is theta, means plus theta, then the angle between A and minus B will be how much? The angle between A and minus B. So clockwise angles we call him as negative, so minus of pi minus theta. Okay. Before I tell you anything further, in case if you don't know this trigonometry thing, if I give minus to cos, he will eat the minus. Like cos of minus 30 will be cos 30. He likes minus. But sine, I give him minus, he will vomit it outside. It's not digestible to him. So minus sine 30 we will write. Same goes for tan also. If I give him tan minus 30, it will be minus tan 30. So in general, how this formula I will write? Like cos of minus x will be same as cos of x. Sine of minus x, x is some angle, which will be minus sine x. Tan of minus x, and why it is like that, master will tell you very soon. It's like boring thing, I don't want to tell. Like I'll sleep telling these things. So just you take it like a fact till it is not told why it is like that. Okay, I can take a new page.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then now let's return to the parallelogram law vector addition. See, violet arrow is used to represent A, and this blue arrow is used to represent B. P, Q, R, S. So tell me, we are using arrow segment PS to represent the vector B. So arrow segment QR can be also represent to vector B. But if QR represents B, then what RQ will represent? Minus B, no? Correct? So see him as a new thing, whose length same as B, direction opposite to B. So RQ arrow will be representing minus B. So this red arrow, so this red arrow of RQ is representing what? Minus B. And this blue arrow SR is representing A. Now you concentrate on the black and the red arrow only. Do you see them in tail header or not? This is the tail of SR. This is the tail of SR. This is the head of SR. Here is the tail of minus B or RQ and head of minus B or RQ. Or you write those arrows in name here SR plus RQ. In SR and RQ, don't you see that R is the sandwiched guy, no? So sum of these two arrows will be the arrow SQ. But what is SR really is A. What is SQ really, RQ really is B. It means A minus B will be given by the arrow segment SQ. And we already knew that this arrow was giving us the sum, no? So this arrow giving me the sum means what? This arrow represents the resultant vector, which is A plus B. Means whatever the length he has, same is the length of the vector which I get by adding A and B. And whatever the direction he has, that is the direction of the vector A plus B. Same way, the other diagonal should be giving something, no? Then it's like bad thing, like one diagonal will say, man, you are special, I'm not special. So other diagonal also has got some use. So other diagonal, this one will give us A minus B. So if vector A and B are given by the sides PQ and PS of parallelogram PQRS, then the diagonal PR gives us A plus B, and the other diagonal SQ gives us A minus B. Now the job is to find the length of the vector, which is A minus B. So length of the vector minus B is same as the length of the vector B. Correct. Before I tell you something, I should tell one more formula. Cos of pi minus x, where x is some angle, is equal to minus cos x. For example, cos pi minus 30 degrees will be minus cos 30. Okay. So I have to find the sum of A and vector B. Sum of vector A and vector minus B. And maybe for easy understanding purpose, I will write C is our minus B. So basically I have to find A minus B, which is same as A plus C. So what is the formula we are going to use? Modulus of A square plus modulus of C square plus twice of the modulus of A and modulus of C into cos of the angle between A and C, no? So here I'm going to use angle between A and C. Or what really I mean, angle between A and minus B, no? And if I tell you the angle between A and B is theta, then angle between A and minus B will be how much? Minus of pi minus theta. So much trigonometry. Cos of minus of pi minus theta. So he will eat the minus. Minus gone. It will be same as cos of pi minus theta. And cos of pi minus theta is minus cos theta. And length of the vector C is same as the length of the vector B only. So replace with whatever they are. So you will get A minus B to be equal to mod of A square plus mod of B square. That cos thing will become minus cos theta minus of 2AB cos theta. Cos pi minus theta gave us minus cos theta. But mind that theta is the angle between A and B, not angle between A and minus B. Okay. Now this angle, the A minus B, whatever it is making with the vector A, I call it as phi dash. To find tan phi dash, we will be using same formula. So tan phi dash will be B, I should write minus B. So maybe find out tan phi dash as homework. And what is more homework is try to learn how to find component of a vector. What is the unit vector? And how to write vector in Cartesian component form. So take help of math book or whatever book. Okay, maybe NCERT math book. Try to learn these three things on your own. The more you will learn from your own, the faster. I will teach everything. Doesn't matter whatever you have learned on your own. But maybe you will understand maybe faster so that we can finish the backup faster. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next backup when it will be, I will tell you. But man, what thing you can do now, Sakti will. So till backup not over, is it okay for you to come in weekend batch so that on weekdays I can take your backup and weekend regular class? Okay. Next day you come, then we will decide. Okay. These weekdays you come, and then we will decide what to do. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'll share this thing in our group. Bye everyone. See you
Sir,
in the
sir, one small help, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, in the morning class, I had so much of network issues, sir, in my Wi-Fi. So I was not able.
I will share
Yeah.
the recorded session also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I'll share the recorded session also. Don't worry.
Now the Wi-Fi is completely good, sir. So I was able to
Okay,
attend.
no, it happens. So I've
Yes,
shared
sir.
the weekdays one.
Yes, sir.
In weekday group, I've shared the PDF. Recording after going home, I will share it. Okay. In case
Yes,
if
sir.
I don't, you message me. I will then share it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, then bye bye.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.